Hey, this is day number 11 of Does the Law of Attraction Work? Today, I wanted to share with you how we can feel and release our negative emotions. So, a negative thought pops up, we feel a negative emotion, and we'll be talking about how to release that with light. So, before we get into that, I've been continuing to really notice the negative thoughts that come into my mind space and releasing them. Now, when I say that, we all have these negative thoughts that come in. So I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to catch it as it's happening, not, and then when I'm catching the negative thought, I see that emotion being triggered and coming up. So that's where I'm at. I had a particularly strong one today, and it was to the point like the thought was not really fully formed, but I felt tightness in my chest. It felt like a kind of a heavy a bowling ball, but not that big, right? So maybe like a small, let's say a softball size, like kind of weight on my chest. And I was like, whoa, this one, there's something there. Anyways, so I've been working on releasing those things. Now, what I want to do is reiterate the law of attraction in general. In pop spirituality, the law of attraction is 3 parts. So there's something you want, you ask for what you want, and then you receive. So you have to be able to receive what you're asking for too. And the method that I'm using is slightly different, and I'm coming at it from a different perspective. And so for those who have heard, the typical pop law of attraction, and if that works for you, great. Hey, keep doing you. For those who are kind of wondering if this thing even works, if this thing is even real, maybe you want to consider my approach. And my approach is not necessarily saying, hey, I want a car. I want to manifest a car. Or I want to manifest money. Or I want to... Of course, those things are all nice. It's great. Having a great relationship, great family life, doing well off financially. All those things are fantastic. I'm not taking away anything from it. And even for myself, if if the universe has that in store for me, provided that I am operating from my highest self, hey, so be it. That's totally okay, and it should be okay. And so what I'm doing is raising my vibration so that the law of attraction, the things that the universe wants me to be, wants to have attracted to me, life to attract to me, happens, right? So how am I doing that? How am I raising my vibration? It's by noticing my thoughts and then the emotions that are connected to those thoughts. So these are negative thoughts in particular. So when we start to have negative thoughts, these things happen from, programming from when we're young, or, maybe we had a traumatic experience even later in life. Those things can cause negative thoughts. And even being around people that are negative, consuming a lot of content that's negative, all that can contribute to negative thought patterns. Because thoughts, as much as it seems like it is ours, it's just frequency. Just like when you have a radio and you're tuning into a certain station, all those radio stations are being broadcasted right this second. And what we're doing with the radio is we're tuning in. So maybe there's a radio station playing jazz right here. Maybe there's a radio station playing classical right here. Maybe there's a radio station playing smooth jazz right here. And maybe lo-fi here, rap here, country here. Wherever or frequency is, that's where that music is playing when we talk about the radio station. So, of course, if you're in an area, for example, if there's a big crowd of people who are in massive fear, that frequency, you'll start to catch that. And you'll feel the fear, right? And so, and it's the same for thoughts. Now, that's the reason we can change how we think. And not only that, if a negative thought comes in, if we are aware of that, what we can do is change the perspective. Okay? So, for example, you might see this and just say, oh, it's a black piece of, you might not even know what this is. You might think it's a cloth, or maybe if it was perfectly round, if I shaped it round like this, maybe you'll think it's like a black ball or whatnot, right? But if you look at it from a different perspective, you'll see there's like the string sticking out, and then as you inspect it more, you'll find that it's a microfiber pouch for glasses. Okay, so what I'm doing, again, to raise my vibration is being aware of the thoughts that I have, and then the emotions that are connected with that thought. Obviously, if we have a negative thought, it will affect, there's going to be a negative emotion that also comes up. Okay, it could be fear, it could be doubt, and many other lower vibration emotions. Okay, and so taking that thought, observing it, and then finding a better perspective. And when I say better perspective, what I mean is we turn that negative thought into a constructive learning experience, or turning it into a positive thought. And then the next portion is the emotion part. When we start to feel that emotion, what we do is we feel that emotion to its completion. So, for example, let's say I am feeling doubt. Okay, so maybe I want to do something at work. I'm starting a new business, and I'm really excited about it. But a thought comes in saying that I'm not going to be able to do it. Who am I to do this or create this business? How could you even be successful? Something like that. And then I start feeling doubt. In this case, what I can do is take that thought of who am I to create this business, and find a constructive learning experience out of it. How do we do that? Okay, who am I to create a new business? Well, I can say, well, I have a lot of experience from the past. I've been in multiple areas of business. And also I have experience, multicultural experience. I have graphic design experience. I have tech experience. And I also have an artistic experience background and a musical background, right? So I can say to that thought, I have all these things going for me. And that's why I want to combine all that and share that love with the world. When you say that thought, it doesn't have enough power to overcome that. Because that is the truth. I do have all those experiences that I want to share and share and express my love to people who are interested in what I'm producing. Okay? And so that turns into a constructive learning experience. Then, in my case, it's also positive because I feel good about that. And then that the feeling of doubt, we feel that to its completion. And how we do that is when you feel something unpleasant, it may you may feel it in your head. It could be in your neck, your heart, anywhere in your body, wherever you feel it, you feel it. It's easier to contract and say, "Oh, I don't want to feel it," and just kind of do that within. You might not be doing that physically outside, but inside, there's a tendency to run away or push it away or just not wanting to feel an unpleasant emotion. But that's where kind of courage, we need to bring our own courage to that situation and see or feel that emotion to its completion. Again, how do we do that? How do we feel our emotions to completion? How we do that is by staying completely neutral. When I took a 10-day Vipassana meditation course retreat, what we learned is the word equanimous, staying equanimous. The way I think of staying equanimous is a completely still lake, right? That you can throw rocks at, yet even as the rock hits the lake, it's still completely still. There's no ripples. So staying still within, and then having the emotion sweep or come through us, and you're feeling it to its completion. Because if you're not feeling those emotions to its completion, whatever you don't allow, it stays within, and it's not completed. And although you may feel a couple seconds later, a couple minutes later, you're like, "Oh, I don't feel it anymore," but it still resides within. So the next time some similar negative thoughts come, it'll trigger that same emotion because it wasn't completely, fully released. Okay? And I'm not saying if you release everything, you're never going to feel any emotion. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we don't want to continue to accumulate these emotions because it becomes toxic. Just like microplastics can accumulate in your body, toxins, heavy metals can accumulate in your body. What we want to do is flush all that out, and such as the inner emotional landscape. So we want to make sure that your landscape within is very still, calm, and nicely, gardened. And so once you feel your emotions to its completion, what you want to do is bring in light. Now, how do we do that? To bring in light, what you do is you visualize a ball of light, okay? And then you visualize the ball of light, bring it down from the sky, down through your head, and into the heart, or wherever you're feeling that emotion. In my case, let's say it's the heart. So I visualize the ball of light coming in, and then having that ball of light dissolve all those emotions. Okay, have it dissolve, and being grateful for the light to help you through that. So that is how you feel and release. This was day 11. I hope that was not only interesting, but hopefully it helps you in your journey to figure out if the law of attraction really works. If you have any questions, please comment below. If not, make sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, give me a thumbs down and just let me know why. And I'll try to improve on my end too. All right. Thank you and see you for day 12. Adios, amigos.